Welcome to the Professional Troublemaker Podcast. This is a place where we help you cultivate the courage, authenticity, and audacity you need to use your voice, take up space, and live a life that is so bold, even your wildest dreams say goals. I'm your host, Luvvie Ajayi Jones, New York Times bestselling author, sought-after speaker, and side-eye sorceress, bringing you thought-provoking conversations with amazing people who have taken action, done scary things, and rocked the boats to an audacious life. Like the late, great John Lewis said, these are the kind of people who are never, ever afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble. Before we jump into today's interview, know that this podcast is named after my second book, Professional Troublemaker, The Fear Fighter Manual, which hits bookstores' shelves on March 2nd, 2021. With this book, and really with everything that I do, it's because I am on a mission to help 1 million people live audaciously. To do that, they must fight their fear. So think of it, 1 million people who are out there standing on the edge of something great and need that little push of encouragement, that push to be the domino, to say the hard thing, to have the hard conversation, to kick their fear to the curb and step into the life they've been dreaming of. And that is what writing this book has done for me, and what it's already done for those who've had the chance to read it early. It's empowered people to say yes to things they were previously saying no to. It's empowered people to have tough conversations they weren't gonna have before. People have asked for raises and promotions and gotten them after reading this book and finding the courage to speak up. The domino effect of what has been happening when a few people have decided not to live in the realm of fear has been amazing. So think of what could happen if 1 million people stopped letting fear be the first factor in their decision making. An audacious mission like this one that I have can't happen without you. So I need your help to get this book in the hands of people who need it. Buy a copy of Professional Troublemaker for yourself or as a gift for your friend who needs to start living big. I know it will change your life like it's changed mine. And I know it will change the lives of 1 million people who can create a domino effect that won't be stopped. Pre-order Professional Troublemaker in hardcover or audiobook now at professionaltroublemakerbook.com or wherever you want to buy your books. I am so excited about this week's guest because I am in conversation with comedian and professional bragger, Elsa Majimbo. Pre-global pandemic, Elsa was a journalism student with just over 7,000 followers. Fast forward a few viral videos later, and Elsa is out here with the Fenty endorsements deal, with a partnership with Maison Valentino, and so many other things going on. She has her own ASMR song about snacks on Apple Music and Spotify, and millions of people around the world waiting for her to drop her next video. Elsa is making her voice heard through her comedy, which is amazing. And she's one of those people who was born to speak out in the world, which is why you might be surprised to hear her talk about how she's actually shy and quiet, reserved. But her sense of abundance and gratitude and joy for everything she has the opportunity to do right now, it's infectious and such an example of what is possible if we feel the fear and start doing the thing we want to do regardless. Excited to have you on. Elsa, what's going on?
I'm excited to be here. I'm really happy to be here.
Okay, so the first thing I always want to know whenever people are on is when you were little, 4 or 5, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
I just wanted to be friends. When I was small, I just wanted to be friends with Rihanna. Can you imagine? And no, I am telling you, that was my actual dream. That's all. I would just see her on TV, and on the replay would play on the TV all the time. And we used to have this show called The Beat. I would run home because that's the first song that would play. And I never wanted to miss it. So I would run home to watch it. And I'd just be like, and just be like, you're in my dreams. It was amazing for me. It's quite insane to think about it now, but that's what I wanted to be. It was either that or a policewoman. So I also wanted to be like a police.
Ooh. Yeah. So why policewoman?
They had guns. That seemed a good enough reason.
And you were like, okay, I want to be that. Okay, so I'm talking to Elsa right now, a few minutes after Elsa just finished talking to Rihanna because she is making her dreams come true every day. So she was freaking out when she came on.
Just freaking out. Texting. I was speaking my phone and I was texting Rihanna Robin Fenty.
Hey, look at your life. See your life.
I cannot be touched.
Look, already people couldn't tell Elsa shit. Now you really can't tell her shit.
Now you can't tell me shit. No.
Tell the people they can't talk to you. They can't even look at you.
You know, today my brother was trying to look at me. I was like, excuse you, sir. What are you trying to do? Do you know who I am? Chill.
Lord have mercy. I am pleased to hear. So you of course know I'm a Nigerian. You know. I've been to Kenya one time, Nairobi. I came in 2015. I'm obsessed with Kenyan tea, Ketepa.
The best.
I've tried Kericho Gold too, but Ketepa is my thing. I have my whole family obsessed.
I love Kericho Gold, so we are fighting on that one.
We're fighting. We're beefing on it. I ordered Kericho Gold one time, and I was like, it doesn't measure up to Ketepa. It doesn't really measure up. It didn't measure up for me. It didn't. Oh my goodness. So then, what were you like when you were little? Like, were you opinionated? Were you shy? What were you like?
Oh, I was very opinionated. I was very hyper. I think I saw through so many things. Now that I think about it, it's very, very creepy, but I saw through things people my age didn't see. Like I would see parents like dropping off their kids, going to work, coming back, picking up their kids, going home. And that was basically their life. And I remember saying, oh, geez, I was like, Jesus, please never let this be me. And the thing is, it was always the women. Yeah. I always saw men doing whatever they want. They would go out, they would have fun, they would have their friends. Women, no. They would come to school, pick their kids, go to work. Some of them would be housewives, and that's just where their life revolved around. And some of them seemed happy with it, but most didn't. And I was like, oh God, never want that to be me. And I just found self-love at a very young age. Like I remember being like in the 4th grade and just looking at myself in the mirror and being like, oh, you are stunning. You are stunning. High school almost ruined that for me, but they did not succeed. I got them before they got me. So I think for me growing up it was mostly filled with confidence and seeing through people and seeing through society and just wanting to read between the lines and thinking about having a big and very rich future. I was like, you're gonna be rich no matter what.
So you were literally just like, I'm untouchable from the time you were little.
From the get-go. It started when I was small. It's not new to me. It's not new things to me. This was from the get-go, from the very beginning, just like that.
Love that. I love hearing that because a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, when I was little. I love hearing that you're like, no, I've been this.
I was always like that. It's because where I grew up, so many of the things I just saw, I thought were absolutely insane. I saw patriarchy, I saw chauvinism, I saw colorism, I saw racism. I just used to see it and many people would ignore it. Then I'd be like, no, this is crazy. Are you guys not seeing? This is insane. So I think it's because of my family. They're always on toes.
So how did your parents encourage that in you?
First of all, most of the women, like, as I said, it's very chauvinistic. So most of the women, like, they would even give up their careers, to raise the kids. Or like, most people would tell me, oh, I've never seen my dad in the kitchen. I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy. My dad would cook for us all the time. my dad was very busy and he would be at work all the time. But my dad, I didn't think hanging out with my dad was a favor. I was like, that's your duty. That's what's up. Like, that's what you need to do. And that other people just thought that dad hanging out with them was him doing them a favor. I was like, that's crazy. And my dad never put my mom down or undermined my mom. They raised us in a way where they seemed equal in decision making, in raising us, in doing the house chores, in everything. So that's just how I ended up seeing things. And even like my dad always, he always showed me like racism and colorism. It's just like bullshit. And just being able to grow up with such strong parents who know what's up and who show you what's up, not only in how they talk, but how they walk, that's very important. And that's what's made me today.
That's such a gift. That is such a gift. Like, my goodness, that is such a gift. Because yes, I understand how like patriarchy in a lot of our societies, like growing up in Nigeria, I saw that play out. But I'm a product of strong women too, who were like, not taking that. Yeah. I'm not here for that. Not at all. And it really does put you in a position that lets you walk into the world like, I don't have to deal with any of this.
True. I don't have time for this. You just walk into the world so different. It's amazing.
So you have a younger or older brother?
I have a younger brother, older sister.
Oh, so there's 4 of you. So okay. How did you grow up in the house? Like, did y'all play all the time? I was a Disney kid. I never rode bikes. Nobody taught me how to ride a bike because I was watching Disney all the time.
For us, it was we fought so much. You know how it is.
Of course, you have to.
Everything, remotes, everything. Food. They steal your food. They steal your clothes.
Yes.
Having siblings is insane. Who's going to wash the dishes today? I did it yesterday. Today is your day. It's crazy. We fought so much, but we also grew up very close and loving. Me and my sister, we would fight all the time. But she's the person who I always told my secrets because I knew she never judged. No matter what I do, she would never judge me. I can do the most illegal thing ever. And she will actually come with me to cover it up. And she will comfort me. As she should.
Yes.
As she should.
Come on.
She's always been there for me. I spend sometimes she hates sharing her bed, but sometimes we would just like sit up, and if I had to talk about something with her, we would just be in the bed together and watch a movie. And I would sleep there, even though she hated people, so she was always there for me. My bigger brother, he's a very chilled guy, very chill, very reserved. My smaller brother, he likes what happens. He likes me because now I'm able to make money. So he can feed off that. So now I'm his favorite sibling.
Look, as it should be. You're like, listen. Okay. He's like my sister's famous now. My sister is famous. Okay. So one of the things people don't actually believe sometimes that you say is that you are a chess champion, a 15 times chess champion. And people think you're kidding. And that's gotta be aggravating.
People always think I'm joking. The thing is, I'm a chess champion. I'm also really good at math. And for me, it's just this, I love challenges. I love puzzles. And for me, those two, they're just, they're cocaine to me. I love them. And I do it so well. And when I say this, people always think I'm joking. They always think I'm joking. None ever believes me. I literally brought out the medals and the trophies, and people were so like, nah.
Well, let's kill it. Let's kill it all. I want to know exactly, how did you get started in chess? Because chess is a game that I actually have a hard time playing. I can't understand. It's just, I'd be over here. I'm also terrible at math, but so yeah, tell us, how did you get started in chess and became this champion?
It was just when I moved schools, I didn't have a lot of friends because it's high school. And, that's the age where everyone is just annoying. So I was 14, I had moved schools, I didn't have a lot of friends. Then I saw people when I was walking around one day during the clubs, because we used to have clubs period. I didn't have a club. I did not want a club. So I just used to walk around the school and look at the birds. So one day as I was walking across the swimming pool area, there were people playing chess in the corner. And I was like, oh, what's this? One of the girls was like, this is chess. I was like, what? Then they're like, it's too complicated. You never get it. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, now that you say that, watch me. Watch me do
Watch
it.
me.
I was going to mind my own business, but watch me.
Correct.
So I went to the coach and I was like, hey, teach me how to play this. And I was like, okay, cool. And he taught me. In a few months, I was able to beat her. In about a year, I was able to beat the whole school.
Revenge is sweet.
It's wow. Taste, mwah.
It's just sweet. Just come back and just like kill them all. Wow. So then what was the first championship that you won?
I think the first championship I won was the nationals. And it was I was doing it very quickly. I was playing very quickly. So I almost lost. And the thing with chess is if your opponent messes up, that's the end. One screw up. So if you screw up, it's over for you unless I screw up. So I was playing so quickly. So I wasn't watching how my pieces are moving. And I almost lost because of that. Then she messed up once. I was like, oh, this is it. With her, I was like, checkmate, I win, you lose. I'm going to play the next level. You're not. Bam. And that was amazing. That was in nationals. And I felt amazing. I felt so good.
And now you have 15 medals and trophies.
Now I have 15 medals and trophies.
Do you think chess has taught you how to move through life?
It definitely has. I feel like life is just like chess. Once you mess up, it takes, especially if you mess up hugely, it takes quite a bit to redeem yourself. Just like chess, they're the pawns. So the pawns are the small ones. Like if you mess up with the pawn, it's not that big of a deal because it's just 1 point. But if you lose your queen, there's like an 80% chance you're going to lose. Clean. Like that one, it's horrible, it's horrifying. So it's just like chess. Like you have to be very precise where you move. You have to be very strategic with everything you do, and also just to be like with chess, it depends on the pieces protecting other pieces. That's the only way they survive. So even as people, it depends on who's protecting you, who's behind you, who's your rock, who's your steel, who you can rely on. And you just need to know that you can't always rely on yourself. You can't be strong enough, but even the queen can't survive alone. You always need to have someone, even if it's just a small pawn, because sometimes the pawn protects the queen. Even if it's a pawn which just protects you, you just need that small anchor and just move quietly. And at the end of the day, say checkmate.
So you're the queen on the board right now.
Yeah, I'm the queen on the board.
Yo, like this last year has been wild for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the first video of yours that I saw, but what was the video that went viral for you that put you on everybody's radar?
I think the video that put me into the American market, the first one, is Fenty, the campaign I did with Fenty. That one, yes, that one definitely puts me in the American market. And before America wasn't in my top countries, now it's my very top country. They have 32%. That's 32% of my audience, and it grows every single day. It's absolutely insane. My top city is New York. America it's grown to the roof. But I feel like the one that went viral, like with everyone, is it's a pandemic. I would have
It's a
come
pandemic.
to see you, but it's a pandemic.
And what made you start doing that? Because before last year, when did you actually start doing content creating?
I just in 2016 when I had moved schools and I had moved schools, came into a new school when I started playing chess. So during the holidays, I didn't have a chessboard at home. So what did I do? I made videos. And the first video I made, I was like, girl, you are absolutely hilarious. You are the funniest thing right now. Yo, what's up? So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, let me post this up. I had 400 followers. So even if they unfollowed me, it's like, cool, whatever. I'm not losing much. The difference between 0 and 400 doesn't really affect me. I just, I love posting it. So I'll put it out there. So I put it out there for some time and it just, my followers grew, but very, very slowly. And then last year in April, I made a video and everyone went crazy over it. I was just like, ever since Corona started, we've all been locked down and I miss no one. And those words just drove everyone insane and everyone was just laughing. So that's when the true trajectory began.
You remember the first major celebrity that reposted you?
Yes, Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh,
when
your Kenyan sister.
My Kenyan sister. When I had about 100,000 followers, she was like, if you don't follow Elsa Majimbo, are you crazy? Go follow her right now. And she was very encouraging. Until now, me and her, we have a very good relationship. And she's someone who I feel like I can most definitely rely on. If anyone in Hollywood tries to play with me, I'm just going to be like, hey, Lupita, let me tell you what's up. And I feel like she's someone who will go guns blazing. And she'll be like, I heard y'all trying to do something with Elsa. You crazy? Are you crazy? No, I'm here for her. So I feel like she's someone she's always been there for me. And I feel like she's someone who's still there for me. And she's definitely my sister 100%.
Oh my God, that's so dope. How has your life shifted in this last year?
Jesus. Working with brands I never imagined, speaking to people I never imagined. I never, ever, like the brands I'm speaking to right now. What? Even like the things I think about, it's just insane. Like, right now I'm working with high fashion. I'm getting into high fashion, and the brand I'm getting into high fashion with, the person who introduced them to me is Dua Lipa. And even saying that sounds insane.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. And the thing is, Dua Lipa is also very nice. I love Zendaya. The thing is, yesterday she texted me and she was like, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while. I just want to check up on you. How are you? And when I saw that text, I was like, no, this is Zendaya texting me. It's a roller coaster that I still can't believe. It will definitely take me some time just to...
That's crazy.
Thinking, yeah. And when that message came in, I had just replied to Rihanna. And I was like, oh! Is my life? That's Naomi. Just, she had commented on my post. Naomi is very supportive. She comments on all my posts. And I was like, I'm receiving all this amazing support from all these amazing people. It's just insane. The brands, the people.
How are you even processing it? That is overwhelming in the best way. How are you processing this?
So, at first, I wanted to act very cool and be like, okay, yes, dope. Okay, yeah. That's what's up. Okay, yeah. Oh, Chrissy Teigen. Okay, hey, what's up? And I just tried to act very cool. And then I was like, no. So I was like, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out in front of them. So even the first time I was texting Zendaya, I was like, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Like, girl. So I think I process it through letting it out. And the thing is, because most of the A-list celebrities, they'll also have like a lot on their plate. Even things I'm very excited about and I can't tell anyone about, I tell them everything. If tomorrow I'm doing a collaboration with Dior and I need to meet Virgil in Paris and it's meant to be a secret, I tell them everything. And that's how I let things out. Because they have so many things on their plate. It's like, okay, that's cool for Elsa. They don't really give it a second thought. So that's how I just process things.
Do you have a journal? Like, I'm just like, yo, that's a whirlwind. I'm over here just listening to it. I'm like, oh my God. Whew, I'm overwhelmed for you. I'm over here like, man, I don't even. Stop. I'm like, Jay, Lord. Me too. I'm over here like, hey, tell me more.
I used to have a journal, but I lost it. I don't even know where it went. But sometimes I just stay up and I think, and I'm like, Jay, I'm like, oh, this is me. This is my life. And I just go blank for like 30 minutes. And it's just like,
as it should.
As I should. It's shocking. It's shocking.
This is wild. So how are you even deciding now what you're saying yes to, what you're saying no to, is people are throwing things at you?
Everyone is just coming. What I love most about my position and what I'm so grateful for is that I have a chance of getting to work with the best of the best. Let's say I need to work with a television network. I wouldn't work with a television network that's coming up. I'll work with like Viacom, that's with MTV, and like with Comedy Central. Those are the people that are approaching me, and I'm so grateful for that because I don't have to go and do my research, because the things that are there that are coming towards me are already being vouched for by what I've seen them doing during my whole life. So I'm really grateful. So I get to pick at the very top of the band. It's amazing.
That's amazing. Like you are in a position. That's why I was like, yo, what is Elsa? How is she even functioning right now? Because I'm like, oh Lord, that is a stratospheric rise.
It's
how is your family like processing this themselves as they're seeing you doing all these things?
Oh, my family, they kind of make fun of me. They make fun of me. They're just because like if when I was texting Rihanna, Jesus, I will say this so many times. Oh, I will receive this silly sentence when I was texting Rihanna. My dad was like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just texting Ree. And then my dad would be like, Ree. And then they all laugh and they die. And they're like, oh, look at your daughter. Look at your daughter. Or if I'm just wearing something designer and I'm like, oh my, like, sometimes I'm a diva. I'll just be like, she's my Dior. And they'll be like, what? And they just all laugh. So they find it very funny. They're like, oh, this girl. They just, to me, I'm just the same, just a baby, the same baby that I've always been. So for me changing to them, it's like, the way when a kid does everything, it's just funny. So for me, everything I do to them is just funny and cute.
Because you always got to have your family to keep you humble.
Oh, I wash dishes. Wash dishes. It's not a once a week. No, I wash dishes 4 times a week. Family will keep you humble. They will keep you humble, and they will do it by force.
That's their job. As the rest of the world is like, Elsa. They're like, which kind of Elsa? Go wash dishes.
My dad will just be like, the dishes in the sink. Go do your job.
Yes, that is important. And then what about your friends?
most of my friends are that's what I like most about my friends, is that they know that everyone else is making such a big deal out of things, that they kind of keep things normal for me. They let us do the same things we're doing, just like in more private areas, and they behave the same. And I completely, completely, completely love that. Of course, there are like a few who try to overcompensate. They call me every day, they text me every day, and I'm like, you dude, it wasn't like this before. Leave me alone. So my friends have been very supportive in a way, in which they don't act different. They don't change their behaviors. They're not like, oh, you're getting money, take me for lunch. They don't do that. It's the simple thing.
Good. Good. So with all this stuff that's dropping at your lap, like, what for you is like a big thing on your wish list? What is this thing? What is something that you would want to see happen? Even if I want it to be audacious, of course. And I know it's going to be audacious already. So
I completely, 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 completely love Kevin Hart and Kenya Barris. So if I could act with Kevin Hart and then it's produced and or directed by Kenya Barris, that will be like, I've done everything I need to do in this lifetime. It's a wrap. I feel like for me that's just.
All right, so get more specific. Is this a TV show? Is this a film?
A film, a movie, just a very funny movie. Kevin Hart is so funny. He's so funny. He's the funny short man. He's so funny. From Real Husbands of Hollywood. Did you used to watch Real Husbands of Hollywood?
I watched the first episode.
Oh, that show was hilarious. Kevin Hart was a mess. He's a mess in everything. Either he's in like Ride Along, he's the small guy who needs to impress. Ice Cube, or like in Jumanji, he's the small guy that everyone pushes around. He's just the very funny small guy. And he acts his role very well. He just plays his roles very well, and he can go from having like a deep voice to like screaming and like a little girl. It's amazing. So
the wish list is a film with Kevin Hart that you act in that is produced or written by Kenya Barris. Okay, we're gonna put this wish list out in the universe, because usually when we speak it out loud like that, it has a tendency to come true. So when it comes true, I'll just replay this clip and say, remember when?
Remember when we prophesied?
Yeah, prophesied, yes. Okay. Who is your dream brand to work with?
That's a bit more complicated. I feel like all the brands I would have dreamt of working with. The one brand I have no connection to is Versace. Okay, there are a few more I have, but the one I would have dreamt of working with that I have no connection to is Versace. I just think everything that Versace has done, from Gianni to Donatella, they produce the most iconic things on the scene. And I look at the shows from the 90s and things they just shot earlier on. Everything they've done is so iconic. I look at everything Versace is beautiful. Versace.
Got it. So we got Versace. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when that collaboration happens, we'll be like, understood. Uh-huh. What is your dream project that's not a film?
I think just my dream project is it's a very deep and dark film that shows the realities of life. And I feel like I used to, so many young girls deal with this, having eating disorders and just going off the rails for that. And I feel like most films that are out there have put it in a good way, like they have good intent, but so many don't actually capture what's happening and how it is. Like, most of them make it look like people just go out there and they starve themselves because that's how they want it, or they starve themselves because they want to be a model. But that's not how it is. People starve themselves because that's how they see other people. People starve themselves because that's how they're told they're going to be pretty. And I feel like just working on something like that would mean the world to me. I really want to do that. Very deep, very dark, very intimate, very, very realistic.
Y'all, it's Fear Fighter February. And our mission, my mission, is to empower 1 million people to fight their fear in order to achieve their wildest dreams. So during the month of February, we're inviting you to join me and the rest of Love Nation for the Fear Fighter Challenge. Each day in February, when you sign up for the daily emails at fearfighterchallenge.com, you will get a call to action that will help you fight fear that day. Simple things that can get you closer to being audacious. And you don't have to do this alone. Join us each day in lovenation.com, my online community and app, which downloaded in your phone is free, where you can link up with other fear fighters to gas each other up, y'all. Come on. So you sign up at fearfighterchallenge.com. What do you think people would be surprised to learn about you?
That I'm shy. I'm really shy.
Really?
I am. I'm so shy. I'm so shy. Given the right crowd, I will not utter a word. I will sit there and just be very quiet. I won't even go on my phone. I'll just be quiet, nod at everything and smile. Yeah, given people who can intimidate me, So I'm absolutely, completely, and just shy. And sometimes even like in meetings, because, my manager told me, he's like, just think about it as acting. Just think about like you're acting. So sometimes when I'm in meetings, I think about it as acting and I just kind of act it out. So unless I feel comfortable, I will just be very quiet, very shy, very reserved.
Oh, wow. That's a big surprise. Like, that actually shocks me. That shocks me for real. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And I know you're probably doing 1,000 meetings nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You got Zoom fatigue yet?
Not really, because they're making me money. So
it's true. Amen. Amen. It's true.
So not yet.
You're like, but here's the thing though. The Zoom meetings will always make you money. It still will get tired. After. How are you not tired yet?
They make me, every time I get tired, I think about the money and I'm up again.
You're like, the money energizes me. It energizes me.
The money, it energizes me.
Hey, you know what? The worst part is like the pandemic. If it wasn't the pandemic, you'd be at all these events right now. Like, also, there's one event every year that you would have been at this year that would have been like epic. And I'm so mad. This is the one event that I missed the most because of quarantine, which is the Essence Leading Women. The Essence Black Women in Hollywood event. When I tell you, that's the one event I'm mad about. That's the one event that I'm like, it really choked me.
I will attend it next year. In
Jesus' name. In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Because all the people you named be at that event. Zendaya be there. Lupita be there. Like Angela Bassett be there. Oprah, Lena Waithe. Like, it's like
Viola
every
Davis.
year. It is so, yes, every year. It pains me. It pains me. And it happens like the Thursday before Oscar weekend. And I just want us to get out of quarantine because that event is so soul-filling because all these powerful Black women in one place being celebrated, it just feels so good. It feels so good. And you'll be there next year. We'll quarantine, I beg, please. Stop. Lord.
Pandemic you will end in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' like, in Jesus' name. Who was somebody who you would love to meet at the first event that you go to once quarantine is over?
I feel like I would love to meet Bozoma St. John. She
My
is.
bestie.
She's just. She is a powerhouse. I have never seen a woman so. Oh, I have watched her for such a long time, and she does everything, and she doesn't just do it, she does it damn well. She is the boss, and she commands everyone's attention. She is someone who is this, and she's such a kind person, such a strong personality. She's everything. She's someone. Do you know the first time I texted her, I was freaking out, and I sent her about like 5 voice notes, and it was of me screaming, telling her, I wanted to text you for such a long time, but I've been so scared. I hope this doesn't scare you. And she was so nice about it. She was like, you can calm down. It's fine. So she's someone like I'd love to meet.
She's amazing. Bose is big sister of life. And how people see her as like, this powerhouse, like she's also like a fighter for people who she loves. Like the best thing about her is Bose leads as well as she loves. And I think that's really why she continues to soar. Like what you see is actually real, and then even deeper. She's magic. That's the homie. And I think like it's so funny when I was like, oh, I'm interviewing Elsa. She was like, oh, I'm texting her right now. we were in WhatsApp, and she was like, oh, I'm about to text her right now. I was like, yes, it's going to be a good conversation, but she's amazing. So yeah, that's going to be a good pairing. I'm really glad that you have her and you have access to her, because that you're only 19. Elsa, I don't think you understand. The fact that you're only 19 is actually wild, because you are already getting doors open for you. You're already opening doors that most people would never even know exist. Like what's happening for you right now is magical and deserved. And I hope that you get all the insight about all the mistakes we made so you don't have to make them.
And the good thing is that I have you guys to tell me what's up. So that's the most beautiful part about all this. I have you guys. I don't even need to watch you guys. And I know you'll be very straight with me, and you'll be like, Elsa, that's messed up. Why would you do that? So don't do that. You know not to do that. Why you? And I feel like that's the best part about this. I have you guys by my side. It's not something I have to watch. I have it firsthand, and that's a beautiful blessing.
Like you winning. Listen, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for what is waiting for you that's going to blow your mind even more. Like I'm just watching and being like, this is some magical stuff that could not have happened for any of us. Like in the way it's doing for you, and the fact that you are still being authentically yourself. Like I just hope you never lose it as you're in between the meetings, in between the Zooms, as they're carrying you away to Paris to do all these campaigns. Just always stay you in a way that like nobody can move it. Cause you know what I mean? Like it gets tough after a while, because people love the underdog story. And as you get bigger and bigger, people are going to start throwing things at you that don't belong to you.
True. So true.
So I'm like, you ready for it though? You're ready for it. Ready. You're super ready.
I'm ready. It's gonna be such an amazing journey that I'm on, and I can't wait to see where it takes me.
Like, how are you taking care of yourself in this time? What are you doing to kind of stay grounded? How are you like staying good in the middle of the busy?
I feel like the thing that keeps me sane most of the time is my relationship with God. And it's just I feel like it's very close, and it's such a safe space for me. And it's just an anchor that holds me in everything, and it always grounds me. And it's such a beautiful relationship. I feel like it's a very nice space in which I'm not judged, and I can always go as myself, and I'm always led into the path that is correct. So that's the thing That's the thing in my life I cherish the most, and I would not trade for anything. And it's a part of my life I can always turn to no matter what.
That's amazing. That's clutch. That's clutch. Because listen, God sprinkled some fairy dust on you. Like, God was like, let me just give her extra piece of favor. Let me throw extra mercy and grace in there too. Because, girl,
he
magic.
gave me all of it. He gave me all of it. He did not spare anything. He just threw it all on me. It's incredible. I am so grateful to him, and I just I always have these conversations with him. It's not even like that, it's like actual conversations, and I speak to him and I just tell him how thankful I am, because everything that's happened to me, it's miraculous and it cannot be explained any other way. So I'm just it's insane, and I'm grateful that I have him on my side.
It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch. We be thanking God constantly. Like, look, you are clearly doing extra work in our lives, just extra work. And so I just renamed this podcast. This podcast used to be called Rant and Randomness. I renamed it Professional Troublemaker because in exactly 4 weeks from when I'm doing this recording, my second book comes out. And I wrote the book because, yes, and it's also called Professional Troublemaker. The first book that I wrote allowed me to retire my mother. And that was like a lifelong dream to like tell her to never have to work again. The second book is Professional Troublemaker because I realized I like to be in conversation with people who I think are professional troublemakers. Like the people who I've interviewed for my podcast. I've interviewed Bose, Jennifer Lewis, like all types of people who I think live life in a way that makes good trouble, like John Lewis said. So what does professional troublemaker mean to you?
I feel like the position I'm in and the way I'm headed, I'll change the perspective on how the world takes and sees young African girls. And they're gonna come for everything, and they're gonna give people a run for their money. And all this, everything we've been seeing before, it will be in the past. And it will change one step at a time, but it will change. So I think that's the trouble I'm gonna cause, and it's gonna be a whirlwind.
Yes. Yeah. And you're already causing it. Like you just came through. Now you have people looking, you know how people talk about Africa as if it's one big continent. And people are like, oh, she's from Kenya. Let me look up Kenya. You didn't look up Kenya before? Okay, now, okay. You're already making that good trouble. You're absolutely making that good trouble. And that's why I wanted to talk to you. I was like, that's a troublemaker right there for the best thing. You show up as your full self, African girl who's confident, who was like, yes, why am I not stunning? Of course I am.
I'm stunning.
Let them know. So one more question. When you are not in the room, what do you want people to say about you?
Okay. No one has ever asked me that before. Ooh.
Yes.
I want people to say that is the most confidence and bravery I have ever seen in one person. I want to enter a room and command it. And when I speak, people listen. And when I put things down, people think about it for the next 3 weeks to come. I want to be that person who I'm just a force to be reckoned with. You know, when you think about Elsa, you think about, the most amazing ideas and projects and just how she speaks with the confidence in her, and she is such a brave person and goes for everything and knows what she deserves and never takes less, and you cannot mess with her.
Why not? Let's go. Yes. Elsa, thank you so much for joining me on Professional Troublemaker.
Thank you for having me.
I'm just proud to be in your company, proud to watch you rise, and excited to see everything else you have going and what you create for us. I beg, continue to make big trouble. Good trouble.
I will. The biggest, the biggest and the worst.
One of the lessons I'm taking from talking to Elsa is this. If you have a big dream, it's on you to make it happen. You start creating what you want to do with what you have, even if no one is watching. Elsa had that confidence and bravery when she didn't have all those followers on social. Now she has more than 2 million followers on Instagram with more to come, but she's still out here creating and making moves and walking through doors as they open. How will you show up confidently in the space you're in right now? What do you need to do to be audacious and transform the world? It could be a big thing or a small thing, but do something. Follow Elsa on social media, you probably already are, so she can keep inspiring you as that reminder of what's possible. She's Majimbo on Instagram, that's MAJIMB.O on Instagram, and Elsa.Majimbo on TikTok. She's hilarious, go down the rabbit hole, but again, I'm sure you're already following her. Much love to Chicago Recording Company, who I've been partnering with from the start of this podcast, and they've been such a huge help putting my recordings from home together and making them sound on point. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Professional Troublemaker podcast. If you loved what you heard, make sure you subscribe to Professional Troublemaker in your podcast platform of choice and share it with people. Let them know this is dope. Also, order my namesake book, Professional Troublemaker, the Fear Fighter Manual, anywhere that you buy books. I especially love when you buy it from independent bookstores. So go to professionaltroublemakerbook.com for more, because this book is game-changing, and I'd say that even if I wasn't the one who wrote it. And please make sure you rate this show and leave a comment with a 5-star review, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you choose to listen. Feel free to also share some insights and whatever connected with you on social media. And be sure to tag us. We are at Professional Troublemaker on Instagram. And me, I'm at Luvvie everywhere. Until next time, have the courage to speak your truth and show up as yourself. Create good trouble.